The Freeform Pen Tool is another pen tool that creates vector shapes and paths, but it does it by automatically adding anchor points to wherever you drag the pen, right? So if I click it, if I click down and I just drag, it brings it wherever you drag the pen. That's where the shape's gonna be, or path, right? Then you can finish it off. This works really good if you have a pen tablet, like a Wacom or something else that you can use that's a pen. This is awesome for that. I use it all the time. It's great for just getting quick, little selections. You can add to it easily by just starting on the last anchor point. I'm using my mouse right now, but if I were using my Wacom tablet, it would be a lot better. It's got pretty much the same options as all the other pen tools. You got your presets, shape, path, and pixel drop downs. The only difference between the other pen tool options and the Freeform pen is the option that you have right here, which is magnetic. And you got this option for both shape and path, right? It's got magnetic here. What it does, just think about it exactly like it sounds, a magnet, right? So it'll detect the edges too, kind of like the content aware tracing tool. And what you'll do is you'll click to start it, and then you'll just drag it along an edge, right? And it'll detect it. It'll try to get it as best it can. Once you're done, once you have your line or path or shape, just hit enter, because if you don't, like say I follow the curve down and then you move your mouse, it just continues drawing the path. So you gotta hit enter. You gotta remember to hit it before you're done. Sometimes magnetic will mess you up, so sometimes you'll have to take it off, but if you don't have it, it just goes exactly where you draw. Path options, down here you'll have some other options for magnetic. You'll have curve fit, pixel amount, magnetic width, contrast, and frequency pixel amount. And you also have a pen pressure option right here if you're using a Wacom tablet or something like that. And with every tool you're going to have this first option. It's just presets for that current tool. So see here, I have one that's for paths and one that's for shapes. And this is where you're just choosing between a shape, a path, or pixels. Usually you're just going to do shape or path. And the options change whether you're on shape or path. Okay? What I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you shape first. For shape, it works better if you have an enclosed path. I'm just going to make one here. Okay? Then you can actually see the fill. If I choose fill, you can choose a color. You can choose a gradient or a pattern to go in there. You can also choose this color picker and change the color to whatever you want. Also has some options here. You can have a new swatch preset, rename the swatch, delete it. You can copy or paste the fill, change the thumbnail size. This is right here. This is the thumbnail where you see the preview of it. Then you can append the default swatches, import some swatches, export them, or export swatches for Adobe Exchange. So that's the fill drop down. Then you got stroke. And stroke is just the outline of the path or the shape. Just zoom in so you can see. This just same thing. You can change the color. You can change pick a swatch that you already have, a gradient or a pattern. And also, if you choose this with the red line through it, that means you have no stroke. Or fill if you were in the fill drop down. Let's just choose white. Same thing with this box. You got the color picker and the swatch options. After that, we got the stroke size. You can make it bigger, smaller. Then we have stroke options. This is a drop down where You can change between a straight line, dashes, or dots. And then you have your align, caps, and corners. When you hit more options here, or if you hit here and come down to more options, it opens the stroke dialog box. And this is where you can control it a little bit more. With the alignment, this just shows where the path is compared to the stroke. This is at the center. You see the path goes down the middle of the stroke. Inside, the stroke is on the inside of the path. And outside, same concept, the stroke is on the outside of the path. Usually I just leave it at center. Caps are for the end of paths. Like if this wasn't connected and it was just like a U, this would change the end caps. You got butt, round, or square. Corners, we got miter, which is what it usually is set to by default. Then we got round. It just rounds off the corners. And then we got bevel. It just cuts off the corners. Dash line, if you click this box, you can change how many pixels is for each dash and then how many pixels for the gap in between it. So if I brought this down to, let's just bring this down to 0.5, right? And then we put the gap at 1. You can see each dash is 0.5 pixels long, and then each space in between them is 1 pixel. Now you can keep going and put up to 3 dashes and 3 gaps if you want, but I just leave it like this because it keeps it nice and even. If we were to put a dash, let's say 1, and then a gap, it's 2, you can see it kind of breaks it up, makes it look kind of funny. You can hit save to save that stroke, and then it'll appear down here where it's saved, and that's the stroke dialog box. And last thing for the stroke options, obviously you can save, delete, copy, or paste a stroke. Next we got the width and the height. Pretty self-explanatory. If you increase the width, it makes it wider. Increase the height, it makes it taller. You can link them together and increase it, and it'll just increase both at the same time. After that we got path operations. And this is just like the Pathfinder panel. If you've ever used Adobe Illustrator, you can make each shape a new layer. You can combine multiple shapes. You can subtract from a shape. You can intersect shapes or exclude overlapping areas. And then you can merge shape components. After that's path alignment. This just has the align and distribute options if you need them. You can also choose to align it to the selection or to the actual canvas itself. And then we got path arrangement. Think of these as sheets of paper or layers, right? This will bring it to the very top of the layers panel. Bring shape forward, it'll bring it up 1 layer. Shape backwards will bring it back 1 layer. And then move shape to back will send it all the way to the bottom. Then we got path options. Obviously, this is just the thickness of the actual path. This is not the stroke, guys. This is the actual path itself. So you can see the line in between the stroke. This just changes the thickness and the color of that. If I want to change it magenta, you can. I just leave it blue default and set to 1 pixel. Rubber band, this is where if you're clicking here, you can see the preview where the line's gonna go. If you don't have rubber band, then you don't see that preview. You just put your path wherever you want it. I always keep this on. You need it if you're gonna be doing handles and curves, right? You want to see where that curve is. After that, we got auto add, auto delete, and align edges. Usually just keep these always checked. So next, we go down to path, and everything is the same over here. the path operations, the alignment, arrangement, path options, that's all the same as what I just explained. The only thing different for this is the make options. So you can make a selection. It'll bring up the make selection dialog box. You can edit the feather radius, have anti-alias on there, and you can choose an operation, so you can make a new selection. If you already have a previous selection, you can add to it, subtract, or intersect with it. Click OK, and it just makes an active selection. Shape, you just click it, and it turns it into an actual shape layer. If you choose mask, it makes a vector mask over here, and you can always edit it, change it up, move it around, change the points, curved to straight. And this is a little different than a regular mask. You can see it's gray, it's not black and white. That means it's a vector mask, and it goes with the path. So that's the Freeform pen, guys. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to put them down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.